Good afternoon. Michael Urier. I'm part of Team 5. Kevin Way, Carl McDaniel, John Pan were my fellow hackers today, and we were under the watchful eye of Maggie Beyer. We did a wonderful, we put our heads together and we came up with this idea around Support You. I think it's a very catchy name because U stands for Ukraine, but it also stands for you, the individual. Kind of taking the spin of mental health, mental well-being, given the war in Ukraine and the troubling news that is pouring from that part of the world. What feels like on a real-time basis. So we built a Teams app to provide a couple of core offerings. One is it's a centralized information portal for news and developments in the ongoing war. It's also there to collate SLT messages, blog posts, and other corporate announcements of how the corporate entity is dealing with the war. Microsoft is certainly doing it, as is a number of our competitors in the tech industry, but I think it's fairly prevalent throughout corporate America that people are taking a stance and in wide support of Ukraine's efforts. But given the fact that this war is really just laid upon everybody, in addition to everything else that's been going on the last couple of years, the employees' mental health and well-being is probably damaged, and this is an opportunity for us to provide them a portal to live discussion, quick links to benefits, opportunities to sign up for well-being classes, be it yoga, be it meditation, be it an opportunity to listen from an academic, someone who really understands the geopolitical ramifications, but also an opportunity for people to get involved. That could be through philanthropy, but also we were thinking if this were a use case in a provider, that perhaps there's an opportunity here for clinicians to volunteer for telehealth sessions geared to the refugees that are being very quickly displaced throughout Eastern Europe. So that was certainly an idea that we played with, and I think we came along fairly quickly. I'm going to let Carl run us through our demo.
Good deal. Yeah, thanks, Michael. I'm going to take over sharing.
Sure.
And I'll kind of explain at first that this is, just the experience of a user. I'm logged in as Megan. And as you notice, I've got an icon down here. Now, we did submit this to be high priority above the activity. Just due to timing, it's not propagated yet. But normally, this should pop up at the top of a user's Teams app. And I'll let either Kevin or John or maybe even Michael to kind of step through that process of maybe what a user will go through as they click through this portal now.
Kevin, do you want to step in, or do you want me to?
I can take it. So yeah, so we basically developed this kind of app, and we're using it to create all of the existing resources that are available, for example, on a company site. So here, basically the different sections here, what the CEO's message is on the war in Ukraine, different news that's available. We tried to demo like a video demonstration here, link to a YouTube channel or video that's useful or applicable to the context or scenario. And then other things specifically here, if you can see on this right-hand section, we have conversations linked to a Yammer site. So, if people are having conversations about what they can do to help, to volunteer, what they can do to sign up, they can do that on here as well. And I believe you can click on these individual panels to send a response or to do a like. And then specifically here for the volunteer sign-up form for folks, maybe in a provider organization, they can sign up here to provide their name, and then obviously sign up for some services here, whether they want to offer counseling or become a yoga instructor or whatnot. they can click on this submit button here. And I think what we also developed is a workflow in Power Automate. And in Power Automate, if anytime somebody submits something on that form, essentially there is a Teams channel that we link to a Power Automate flow, so that anybody in that channel basically gets notified when somebody submits a response on that form, and then they can follow up with that individual to start figuring out how they're going to be doing the scheduling and whatnot. So, and there's a consultation sign-up form here as well, and these are for the folks who do want to sign up for a consultation, whether that be something for their mental well-being. They can choose a time slot, and then underneath the selected staff, there's a bunch of folks that we've added here, and the back end of this is obviously the bookings app. Michael, Carl, is there anything you want to else add that we want to demo?
Yeah, so to kind of tie all the components, we utilized the spectrum of modern work, if you will. We utilized Power Automate, bookings, the developer portal to tie all this curation of content where, as Megan comes in, there's the app. We wanted it to be at the top due to propagation because we know how important this is. So when you logged in, boom, upper left-hand corner, that's what's important to the organization right now. You come in, you get all this content, and we wanted to include a Yammer feed in particular because we understand how important community is, right? It's not just being able to volunteer, but to speak to others, sympathize with others, see what's going on, and connect with others that are having the similar things and want to support each other. And Michael had a great point in our conversation was, it's great that people want to donate money, but some people want to roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty and help out. And so that's where we added and created a form as Kevin showed you. But the best part about that is once you hit submit, you can go ahead and hit submit button. If you go back to the team, we created a support you committee team. And once it's submitted, you see the volunteers lights up and we have a new volunteer, and we can go in and inspect who the new volunteer is, what they offer to do, and then remap what they're volunteering to do is either add them to the counseling schedule through the bookings app. We can add them to an event calendar for meditation. And we have other ways to collect efforts and then also use this hub, if you will, the Support You hub, to share content and experiences and events for others to come together. And we focused on what's going on in Ukraine, but as Michael also noted, is that there's a lot of different topics and mental health and well-being going on throughout every organization throughout this country and world, that maybe it's not specific to Ukraine, but what's going on in your neighborhood, what's going on locally, what's going on in your hospital. Launch something similar to this. This is where this idea stemmed from, where they wanted a well-being app. And we worked with their HR team, their well-being team, to push out just a central location to let everyone know, like, look, this stuff's been around, but we're putting a proactive approach to informing the organization that these tools exist. And so with the current war going on in Ukraine and all the other well-being topics that are going on that I think everyone needs to be aware of, we wanted to be proactive and made all of this knowledge come to the forefront to the end users. Thank you.